The advice I would give to my younger self when you feel that pressure, try not to think about it and really enjoy what you do and think about how lucky you are to be there. I'm also very inspired by the new generation of DJs and especially the Dutch DJs actually. It's kind of a full circle moment. It's very hard to please the purists. They have a certain view of you and if you change it, they don't like you anymore. They're not very loyal or something. But for me, I'm still proud of what I did. Even the last 15 years, it's been amazing.
Tiësto, welcome to the RA Exchange.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. An incredible pleasure. So I saw you play at Silverworks last night in London, and it was explicitly billed as a trance set. But I couldn't help but notice it felt like elements of trance mixed with like some more modern elements.
Yeah.
So my question is, if you're going to throw back, why not throw all the way back?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think for me, going back to trance, as people say, is what I played last night. It's like tap into the classics, but also get inspired by the trance music and try to make something new and fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that was the combination. And I think if you play a throwback set, that's just going to be not that interesting for me, I think.
Mm.
And I think I love playing the old music and get the memories and stuff, but to do that for 2 hours straight, I think a lot of people will like to hear something new as well, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I like to mix both.
So do you feel like people don't connect as much now with like a more old school trance?
Well, that's the thing. I really don't know.
Mm.
I don't know what the people think or how they connect with the music. I have my vision of what I want to play on the stage, and that's what I do. And after I know if they like it or not. But
Yeah.
I just don't have a vision like I'm gonna play exactly this or customized to the crowd. It's more like it was built as a trance kind of set, but was not built as just he's only gonna play trance classics.
Right.
So I think that's why it was for me so amazing to play like this because it felt like everything connected.
Yeah.
Not just the old tracks.
Yeah. No, it felt like a very cohesive set also, like a mix in a way that I don't know that you deliver all the time when you play.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. It's for me a completely new way of DJing. So I haven't DJed like this in a long time.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting for me to be in this style of music because there is a lot of new music coming out that is trance inspired. That it's not called trance like we used to know it back in the days. So I think that's really cool. I'm also very inspired by the new generation of DJs and especially the Dutch DJs actually. It's kind of a full circle moment that there's so many young upcoming DJs from the Netherlands now breaking through and new kinds of festivals in the Netherlands that really evolved the sound of trance music. It's like this groovier trance and it's fast. It's like 140 BPM and people like Kiki and Ben Wall and a lot of other young guys from the Netherlands are really breaking through in that style of music now. And it's really interesting for me to be part of that because that feels to me like going back to my roots, but still in a 2026 version. And it's really what makes it exciting for me to play this music again.
Did you feel like you were challenging yourself a bit to play in a different way this time?
Absolutely. And for me, it's also an ongoing process. I just wing a lot of stuff. I just wing it. I just go on stage and I know the first 2 tracks I'm going to play because then, you get comfortable and then you see how the crowd reacts. Like last night, the sun was setting and I was like, okay, I'm gonna throw in a couple of classics, which I didn't have planned before, like the Karen Overton one from the In Search of Sunrise series, or the Paul Oakenfold, the Tiësto remix from Sun and Sun. I didn't plan on playing those, but I saw the sun setting. I was like, the crowd, and I was like, I think they will appreciate this one. So I just spontaneously dropped it in there.
Yeah.
So I just never know where I'm going.
Yeah. No, it felt live in a way that was really refreshing, actually. I think a lot of people are very happy you've returned to trance. And I wanted to bring up an interview that I saw you did in 2018 with Zach Sang. And I want to quote something that you said.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
So you were reflecting on trance as a trend, and you said, I would never go back to trance. I already did that. I've already done what I want to do in music. So why would I go back? I like the new Tiësto more, and I would rather keep the magic how it was there. So
Yeah.
what has changed?
Well, nothing. I think I still stand behind that.
Okay.
Because you can call it I'm back to trance, but I'm not just playing the old tracks from back then.
Okay.
So, and I think that's what people mistakenly think about me, that I play a lot of new music in my sets, and it's fresh, and it's like, it's trance, but it's not just trance from back in the days. And I think that's the big difference, and that's why I am back to trance, but I'm inspired by the music I used to play and produce back in the days, and not just play that stuff. And I think that's a very big difference, and that's probably a misconception of people. Like, so that's why I'm also curious to see how it will go. Like last night, how people think the set was. I think it went very well because they were screaming a lot, but I just don't know, right? So, but it's really interesting. But I still stand behind that.
Okay.
I'm not back to trance and I think the magic back then is the magic back then. Like, you can never recreate the feelings you had when you are 22 years old and go to a club for the first time or a festival, and you hear the very first time your favorite track. 20 years later, when you hear that track, you have the same feeling maybe, but it's not going to be the same. And I think that's the beauty about music. Like, when you hear a track from the past, you're like, oh, I did that, or I was in love with that person, or I went through this phase in my life. And that's really special about when you hear those tracks again. And I think people always chase that.
Okay, I want to test a theory. And I could be wrong, but I did notice when you were playing your set, like halfway through, you turned your hat backwards. And I was trying to imagine, like, maybe you're tapping into this more like adolescent feeling. I could be totally overreading, but does playing this music make you feel the same way that you felt when you were first playing trance?
Well, not completely. I'm not the young cookie anymore like I was back then. So things have changed. But I put back my head halfway because it was very windy. And
okay.
and
Okay.
I was just distracted.
More
My hair went
practical.
everywhere. It was more practical. It's like this can focus more.
Okay.
So it was a practical thing.
Okay. I was doing a poetic deep breath.
There's sometimes there is deeper stuff in there, but in this case it wasn't.
Okay. I also want to ask, I've watched old documentaries of you, and you have always been kind of like the life of the party, doing shots before you go on stage. And then last night you came with your kids. They've, had ear protection. You're bringing them on stage with you. How is this experience in this new chapter in your personal life different, touring with a family? Yeah,
bringing the kids on the road is definitely a different experience than how I was back in the day. So I was known as the party guy, and life was a party. And I feel like I lived 5 different lives already as Tiësto, growing up, and then played the trance music. And then also when I left trance music, I was just inspired by the whole new genre that came out, and I moved to Sweden. And, hang out with the guys, the Swedish House Mafia and Avicii and Alesso and all those guys, and Martin Garrix. And we just partying a lot. And we were all a lot younger and just doing shots. And there was a lot of fun. But then, that gets old too after a while. And, I fell in love, and I found the love of my life. And then we have 2 kids, and it's the most amazing thing ever. It's really, really special. And to be able to still DJ like this and sometimes bring them on the road, it gives me a lot of weird feelings, because you're a dad, but you're also Tiësto, and they had to go on stage, and then they want my attention. I'm like, but I'm DJing now, so you gotta. So it's very strange, because at home, whenever they need my attention, I'm always there.
Yeah, your dad.
Yeah. But I don't bring him on stage. Like I did that once with viola, that was really nice. But
Does it ever feel like they're in conflict with each other, like Dad, Tiësto? Uh,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, when you don't have any kids, you have so much freedom and so much time for yourself, and a lot more time to work on anything.
mm,
But the kids, they take up a lot of time, and but it also brings you back to when you were a kid yourself. It's
mm,
a really amazing flashbacks from my own childhood,
mm,
and things I would have changed or do better or different, and it's really yeah, it's an amazing experience.
mm. Um, can I ask, the Tiësto machine, you're such a big artist. I imagine you have a lot of people working for you.
Yeah.
What what does the team look like? Like, what does it take to put on a show for you every night and like your day-to-day life?
Yeah, well, that's the beauty about the life of Tiësto. There is no real day-to-day life in the sense of it's always different. Everything is different.
Mm.
So I have yeah, I don't know how many people work for me directly, but I have of indirectly, but I have a good solid team. I have an amazing agent who's also kind of my manager.
Mm.
Paul Morris. He's been with me for since 2000, I think, so a long
Oh,
time.
wow.
And he's like, I always call him my secret power. Like he helped me a lot with picking the right shows and doing the right thing. And yeah, he's always been amazing for me. So that's a big power behind Tiësto.
Mm.
And then I have amazing tour managers, and I have the one I have now is really good. And but I always had good tour managers who helped me to my career. And then I have a sound guy, light guy, visuals. That's the touring team, and they have people they communicate and work with. So I don't know who they talk to, but
Yeah.
they are the core guys that set up the show and make sure everything runs well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the other aspects of Tiësto as well.
I mean, this is also what I was thinking last night. I mean, looking at because they had the videos of you on stage, and you have like Tiësto branded CDJs and mixer and headphones, and like people in the audience are wearing Tiësto shirts, and it's a brand
Yeah,
now.
I
Uh,
guess.
and I'm curious if there was a moment in your past where you saw Tiësto becoming a brand, or like you saw an opportunity for it to become a brand and you really leaned into that, because I feel that you did that at a moment when not many DJs were doing that yet.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think about it too much, but yeah, I don't see myself as a brand because I guess I am a brand, and you think, yeah, it's. I always do everything for my gut feeling, so
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, for example, with the stickers on the DJ, there is the name of the DJ company there, like really bright, and I was like, well, this is such a, and people see me only from the back. So some people don't know who's DJing probably, so that's why I put Tiësto there.
Oh, yeah.
They know it's me. So
Oh,
I think
name
about little
tag.
things sometimes, and for the rest, yeah, it is a brand, but I don't see it as a brand like Coca-Cola or Apple or
Right.
one of those brands. It's an I see the Tiësto brand as an experience. You come to a show, and I want you to feel really amazing about the music and leave with a good feeling after. That's was my
Mm.
goal.
Hmm.
And yeah, there's a lot of other stuff to it. So whatever you want to know, I'm here to answer.
Okay.
So ask me anything. I don't even know where to start. It's so big, and so there's so many aspects to Tiësto nowadays, and I do most of the management myself now as well.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
It's actually really, really fun. Not many managers will like this, and I say this, but I think if you're an artist and you can have that control yourself, it's always better
Mm-hmm.
because you can talk directly to the people who you want to work with instead of having somebody in between there trying to figure out what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it that I'm not really have a manager right now. I'm unmanageable, so I have to do it myself.
Unmanageable. Did this come from, was there a time in the past where you had management make decisions that didn't resonate with you, and so you decided to take control?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I think for me it's also different because I've been DJing for so many years, so I know myself the best now. I think my managers have been great in the past, but now I'm in a time in my career that nobody really understands where I want to go, except I'm myself.
Right.
So I decided to do it myself, so I can really guide everybody to the right place, and also the direct communication is really refreshing, and it helps myself as well to understand what I can do and can't do.
What is an example of like a recent decision you made that you feel is it's only a management decision you could have made?
Well, I think the musical direction, like the going back to trance, was really an eye opener for me as well, and I don't think anybody would have understood it because it's back, but it's also forward at the same time, and I think that's very confusing to people. And I've done so many different things in my life, music wise, from the extreme pop hits to extreme underground tracks. So I think it was very confusing for a lot of people, and for a manager as well. So that's why I think it's better that I do it myself now.
Yeah. And they might have like maybe pushed you to stick to a lane, maybe.
Yeah, I think maybe not pushed, but maybe thinking I want more commercial hits, like The Business or The Motto, for example. Or Jackie Chan with Post Malone was a pretty cool one, but but you can't compare it to the trance music, and I think that's why I am the only one who understand that. And even like when you said in the beginning of the question, I never go back to trance, and that question was really interesting because I still say the same, but I am back in a way.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's very confusing, I know.
No, no, but I understand. I'm in a bit of a different, like more underground world, but I do feel, especially now, like there's pressure to be legible as one thing. I think especially because of social media, but like so people can like immediately understand what it is you do and who you are. And I could see how maybe a manager would encourage you to
stick to one one thing. Yeah.
I want to talk about David Guetta a couple of years ago proposed this kind of interesting concept about there being two different approaches to big arena DJing. One being you're either an entertainer delivering an experience, or you're a DJ focusing on like selecting for a crowd, but you can't be both at once. Do you think that that's true? And if so, which one are you?
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, but I think I'm more a DJ. A DJ's DJ, and I am also an entertainer, but I entertain with my DJ sets.
Yeah.
So for me, it's I understand what he's saying, because I think David Guetta is a phenomenon in making a lot of pop hits with a lot of pop artists, and that is definitely more an entertainer show kind of feeling. And I feel my sets have always been more about DJ driven. I had, of course, also my pile of hits, but not like that, I think. And I see myself definitely more as a DJ. I can always adjust my set. It's never like completely programmed as well. So it's like yesterday, I just adjust my sound in the moment. And I think if you are an arena DJ and everything is pre-programmed, the lights, the pyrotechnics, and then at this minute I'm going to play this song, and it's a very different experience. And there are DJs like that, and that's a different kind of show. They start the set and they know where it's going to end, and it's the exact same every night.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely a different concept, and it works for bands. It works as well, but I think as a DJ, you got to be flexible. And also for me, I play so many different kind of shows. Like I played literally the night before or the day before. I played a pool party in Las Vegas. Yeah, and people just want to rage. They don't want to hear a journey or something. They just want to party, go crazy. I play a bunch of hits, and everybody's happy, and I'm happy too. Like when I can make the crowd smile and have a good time, that's all that matters to me. So, and then I can still have my own little joy out of it because I can still play. I still play Tiësto style of music. So, and then at Silverworks, I play a more trancey set, modern trance. Maybe that's the word of it.
Yeah,
modern trance.
Modern trance. Yeah, I mean, seeing you play last night definitely it corrected a misconception maybe I had or some of my peers have about there being so many safety nets in place for like big DJs in the sense that like nothing could go wrong because everything's kind of like pre-programmed. And I did get a sense that that's not actually the case.
Yeah, no, it's not the case at all. And that's why my team is so amazing because we've been touring together now for 5-6 years with this team, and my light and visuals guys, they don't know what I'm going to play. So they have to figure it out. But they heard so many sets now, they think that, oh, I think he's going this direction. And then, so they throw on more a vibe than like, oh, now I have this visual. Like, for example, with Enema, he has amazing visuals. And I think the tracks are customized to the visuals. It's a whole different concept.
Right.
So I saw his show at Silverworks as well. So that's why I said it's an amazing show. And but it's very different than how my show comes together. And I couldn't do that with the visuals because I don't even know what I'm going to play and when I'm going to play it, what time. So,
I mean, even though you're a DJ, you approach your sets as a DJ, you are still, people come to have a Tiësto experience. And I wonder if, you're doing this so many times a year. I don't even know like how many hundreds of gigs you play. Like there must be nights where you're just like can't muster the enthusiasm to bring it or you're on autopilot or is that true?
Yeah, I wouldn't say autopilot. For me, every show is important. Like I see every show almost like a football match. So you want to win at the end of the night, and I want to make sure everybody had a good time. So it's I even get nervous sometimes still, and I'm like I just want to give them the best experience possible. And yeah, autopilot not so much. Sometimes I know that 2-3 tracks work well together, so I keep doing that over and over again the sets because why change a winning combination?
Yeah, of course.
So that's what I do, but I wouldn't say I go in there and be completely like numb to the crowd. Like maybe that happens once in a while when things are just not going very well. Like maybe my mixing is off, or the sound is not good, or sometimes you have a lot of technical problems. Like I had a show a couple of years ago, and then I had only an hour set. And the sound dropped 3 times in the beginning of my set. And then you're so out of it.
Yeah.
You get so like insecure as well. Like, because any moment the whole stage can fall out and black out again. And then you stand up there and you're the only one up standing there and all the people are booing. And
booing?
Oh yeah, because they don't know what's going on. They're like, "Whoa, where's the sound? Where's the music?" And, so you feel responsible. And that's when you get really... annoyed, and then after you just don't even know what to do anymore.
But I guess you kept playing. Probably.
Yeah, I keep playing. Yeah, I keep trying, but it's not the best. Yeah.
The gigs you play, I mean, they're very intense experience, like maximal. When the lights go down, it's just you. Maybe you're like waiting for your plane, you're in the car or whatever. Are you sitting in silence? Like who is Tiësto between the beats?
Between the beats? You mean like before the show or just
no,
in general?
even just like in these kind of transit phases. I mean, I know DJing is also a lot about like waiting and getting on a plane, going somewhere? Like there are some down moments.
Yeah, I mean, for me, being Tiësto is not something you can turn on and off. It's like a lifestyle. So every day I think about Tiësto, of course, and about what kind of music I want to make, what am I going to play, where I'm going to play. So it's on your mind the whole time. The only distraction I have is my children, and and then sometimes I just turn it off when I just go for a walk or something. But I'm always thinking about the next step and the music. And at flying, I find it very relaxing because nobody can disturb you. Nowadays you have Wi-Fi on the planes, but before you didn't.
Yeah.
And I still barely use it. I just use it to be on my own and chill. And so I like the waiting around, driving the car, and yeah, it gives me some time for myself to reflect. So for me, it's really really fun actually, the traveling.
Are you usually actually just sitting in silence? Do you put on like a podcast? Is there music you listen to?
Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of like postmodern rock,
Okay.
chill music. I still listen to a lot of Sigur Rós music because I think it's so beautiful and so relaxing. It's like a spa treatment for my ears, I call it. Yeah, I listen to or Bon Iver. I used to listen to a lot.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was like, yeah, one of my favorite albums as a teenager.
Yeah,
his first one. Yeah.
The first one is so,
Yeah.
and that kind of music that suits me, suits my ears versus the the high energy. And when you produce music, you listen to the same beats over and over again as well. So it's nice to listen to other stuff that's more very chill music. I listen to classical music and instrumental stuff, and
What kind of classical?
just anything. Like I don't
But
really
like
have
the original OG classical, not like modern
yeah,
classical.
also new classical music.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any names, but it's just yeah.
Interesting.
On Spotify, I just said something,
Yeah,
put
yeah,
something
yeah.
on.
Oh, so a lot of people know you for your huge hits like the Silence remix, Adagio for strings, but this is RA. And I wanted to get into some of the kind of the deeper, more underground history because, you've mentioned that you've done a ton of different production.
Yeah.
And I read that a chance encounter with Sven Väth actually is what first inspired you to start DJing.
Yeah.
Can you tell me that story?
Yeah, that's amazing. Like, yeah, I was going to a show where he was playing in Belgium in the Cherry Moon in Lokeren, and he played a 6-hour set. And I went to see him, and I was working in a record store then, and he played for 6 hours, amazing music, and I never heard any of those tracks before. And I thought I was just mind blown by that set. And then, yeah, that's how I fell in love with trance music. Thanks to Sven Väth. He was my biggest inspiration back then. When I was working, like I said, I was working in the record store, so I know all the records. And he had records I've never heard before, and it was really a mind blowing experience. And I was like, this is what I want. This is the sound that I want to play. Because before that, I was playing a bit all over the place, like just strictly with the records, house records, Todd Terry, but also some trance records. But he inspired me to get into really one direction. So and his label was amazing. The first time I heard the Orange Team from Cygnus X, the original version, is still one of my favorite records of all times back then. And yeah, many more. And yeah, he's always been a big inspiration. And I ran into him last year, and I thanked him again for being such an inspiration to me.
Well, that must be quite a crazy experience to be, playing alongside him. I mean, or to even have a career that's,
Yeah.
I don't want to say eclipsed, but you've, kind of consistently been.
And what's also amazing to me that because I've been so different than he is. So for him, it might be strange to think, Tiësto is inspired by me because he's the super cool underground guy. And he still is, right? And I went all over the place, so that might be strange. But one of the things what I am really proud of, probably the most proud of in my career, is that I also have inspired a lot of DJs, and really in all kinds of music, and it's it's amazing to see, like, from like back then, the Avicii and Martin Garrix, and even now, like I ran into Prospa a couple of weeks ago, and he also told me that I inspired him back in the days, and it's just so amazing to hear that, like, in all genres, there's so many guys that have their own career now, and but one way or the other, they are a little bit connected to Tiësto, and that's for me the biggest achievement I can have as a DJ.
I mean, you actually wouldn't believe the number of peers that I have who dropped their first pill at a Tiësto show when they were like 15. People who are in like really different kinds of electronic music or like noise or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tiësto unites. Yes.
Okay.
You were also producing Gabber at one point.
Yeah,
You had an alias called The Joker.
the Joker. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a long time ago.
When did that stop? Why did it stop?
Yeah, it was more like, it was not really the style of music I was going for, but I was producing in my bedroom, and I was helping other DJs to create gabber music. That was really their sound. So I made a bunch of gabber tracks, and I liked it for fun. I used to play in a club, and then the last record of the night was always a gabber track. So I used to make something in the studio just to play at the end of my set. And then somebody heard those tracks and was like, well, you should release them. And that's why I didn't want to release them as Tiësto, because I don't even know if I had Tiësto already, the name. But and so I was like, okay, let's put it out as the Joker, because it was a little bit of a joke, but a serious joke. But it was just not my style of music to play. But I did like producing it, because it has such a different energy.
Yeah. When was the last time you DJ'd for a crowd of fewer than tens of thousands of people? And because I wonder if there's something that you miss about playing for small rooms like you did when you started out.
Yeah, I mean, what I missed lately, I think, is playing longer sets. And that doesn't really matter how many people, because I like a big room. Like, it doesn't have to be 10,000 of people, but I like a good room. Let's, for example, say Universe in Ibiza. I think it holds 8 to 10,000 people. That's a nice modern room to play in. So I'm very excited to go there in August, and my set's going to be like at least 3 hours long. And I think I've missed that, because a lot of times I've played a lot of festivals like Tomorrowland and Ultra Music Festival, and you get an hour, 60 minutes, 75 minutes. And to me, it was a little bit not that satisfying at the moment, because when you play more EDM music, yeah, it's easier to play like that, and the crowd gets tired quicker. But with the trance / modern trance sound I'm going for now, I feel like I need more time to play. So I'm trying to do more shows on my own, like a Silverworks. Like at the end of the month, I play in Brussels at the Atomium, and I play longer sets, and I can really plan out a journey. And that's what I've been missing. So not necessarily small versus big crowds, but more like I want to create the journey again, instead of playing a festival for an hour and have a quick in and out, kind of show.
I think returning to the idea of niche music, Ari's audience is inherently a little bit more niche. And I wonder if you have a take on the kind of ideological purism that maybe some more underground audiences might have.
Yeah, the purism is always been a little tough for me, because I think it's very hard to please the purists. They have a certain view of you, and if you change it, they don't like you anymore. They're not very loyal or something. It's just they have a certain vision, and that's how you have to be, and that's how you have to stay the rest of your life. And if you change, we're out. And it was very hard for me to see that, especially in the trance community, because they were like, you're a sellout when you play EDM now. But for me, I'm still proud of what I did. Even the last 15 years, it's been amazing. I had an amazing journey as a DJ, and a purist will never accept that. They're like, you're trance, so you have to be trance, and if you're anything else, you're a sellout, or you're just whatever you want to call it. And I think that's just not true. So I'm not that not puristic like that.
Yeah, I can sense that. No, the reason I ask is because I guess I was pleasantly surprised that you agreed to do an interview with us, because for some reason felt that maybe Tiësto wouldn't want to be doing this with Ari specifically, because it's, I guess, associated with a bit more of like a purist.
Yeah, but
outlook.
I think I belong in that world. So that's why I agreed to do it, because I am more than what people think. I'm more than you know. I feel like so people don't know that about me, but I am a purist in a way that I'm here for the right reasons. I'm DJing because I love it, and I love music, and I think that's one of the things that people like about me. I mean, I play whatever I want, and I feel the freedom to play whatever I want, but I'm not a purist that I'm only going to play this kind of sound. And what I noticed also with other DJs who come from the purist world, they always evolve into something a bit more open-minded and more like, not open-minded, maybe it's not the right word, but they get more broad. How many purists do you know that are still a purist now versus 5 or 10 years ago? I see a lot of DJs out there that were playing a very niche sound, and I hear them play now, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, he plays a more like Benny Benassi Satisfaction in a hard techno version, or
Right.
and that would not have happened when they started their career. So I think that's where the purism is a little bit, and I think those people also, they want to discover you, and they don't want to share you with other people. Like, this is my artist. I discovered him when he was playing in a club for 300 people, and now he's playing for 20,000 people. Now he's too commercial, or whatever you want to call it. So.
Are there some records in your collection that people would be surprised that you own? They don't have to be dance music.
Well, I think there's a lot of records I have that people are surprised I own, because I'm first of all, I'm a music lover. Like, that's why I became a DJ. I love music, like any kind of music, and I love other DJs as well. They don't fit in my set sometimes, because that would be very broad if I start playing tracks from Chris Tassi, and but still, sometimes I do. Like, when I play an after party, or I play in Las Vegas, where I can play very broad, I do play a Prospa record or another, or I'm all over the place. So, because I am first of all a music lover, and so I have a lot of records in my collection that I think it's hard for me to come up with titles now. But
I know, on the spot it's hard.
On the spot it's hard. But if you go through my record collection, you're like, wow, you have this one. I got old Thomas Bangalter relay records in there. I got all kinds of stuff. If you would be surprised for sure.
You are, enormously famous. Let's be quite honest. I imagine that it's hard for you to walk down the street and have people not stop you. Do you ever get to normally see a place where you're touring, like just kind of LARP as a normal person?
It's definitely hard. I get recognized a lot. I don't know why people just always recognize me, even if I wear a hat and a scarf or something. It's still
Mustache.
A mustache. Maybe I should grow a mustache. That will help. But you get used to it, and I'm just used to it. I always think like, now I just think people know me, even if they don't, and it can come across a little weird. I guess it's very weird to be famous, because when you walk on the street, you don't know those people, and they even know my real name a lot of times too. So if they say, "Hey, Tiësto," I'm like, okay, yeah, he knows that I'm Tiësto. But sometimes they're like, "Hey, Thijs," and I'm like, oh, that guy really knows me, because he says my real name, and then
does it feel
doesn't know.
Does it feel like almost like someone's crossing a boundary or something when they know, like when they know your real name? And
it definitely throws me off sometimes.
Yeah,
because it's like, oh, he knows me, but no, he just knows my real name. So it's definitely a thing. But I can actually still walk around pretty easily,
Okay.
like it's not too bad. But you got to take, I would say I take probably like 15, 20 pictures a day with people.
Wow.
Yeah. When I walk
That's
around here on the
crazy.
street, it won't take very long.
But you usually will indulge people and stop and take a
I don't
photo.
mind it. Sometimes I had a bad day, like, you didn't sleep much I only slept for
Right.
3 hours, and then I'm at the airport exhausted, and
Right.
people are like, can I have a picture? I'm like, sorry, but I'm really tired right now, so I'm not in the mood for I won't look good on social media, so maybe not.
Yeah.
But for the rest, I'm always down. Like, I appreciate the people coming to me and love what I do, or get a picture. It's fine. Yeah,
Mm.
it's I got used to it, I guess. I've been DJing for a long time, so
After, more than 30 years of playing for tens of thousands of people every night who treat you like a god. I mean, there's no way that can't change you on some fundamental level. Like, could you articulate how you've changed having experienced that for so long?
yeah. I mean, I don't even know how it has changed. It has changed me a lot, of course. You get so much confidence out of it as well, and I think it's really special. I think I see sometimes people, DJs, complain like, "Oh man, another flight. I gotta do this. I gotta." But look at your life. Like, it's incredible. So for me, it's been really elevating my life in every way possible. So I'm very grateful for it. So yeah, the feeling is also very addictive. It's an amazing feeling. And then to to go back to your question, like, aren't you exhausted sometimes, or like numb when you play? No, because that feeling I get when you walk on stage and the people appreciate the music and the roar,
Hmm.
like last night when you play a track and you see the whole crowd getting elevated and go actually nuts. It's really a special feeling. And I think it's very lucky that I can experience that. I still can experience that after all these years. So for me, that's, yeah, the life-changing thing is the way I live my life, for sure. You make a lot of money DJing, and it really makes your life a lot better and happier in a lot of ways, because you can do basically whatever you want. That's a really special feeling. But my roots are still, I'm doing it for the music.
Part of the reason I ask is I watched an interview you did with Annie Mac way back.
Yeah.
And you said that you're curious what people with normal lives do.
Yeah,
And yeah, I just because there must be almost such like a distortion of reality. I mean, do you still feel that way? I guess you've never had really like a normal life.
not anymore. I mean, I had a very normal life before I became a famous DJ.
Yeah.
What
What was that like? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I mean, I've done all kinds of jobs, from like delivering pizzas to, I mean, my most happy life was when I played in a club, 6 hours a night, 4 nights a week, and I had to clean the bathrooms after. That was how my DJ career started, and I made $50 a night for 6 hours. So I still remember that. Yeah, cleaning the club and also the other jobs I had, but. Working in a record store was definitely for me the peak. I thought, like, I made it now. This is the end. I made it. I work in a record store. So, so yeah, that's where I came from. But I still have kind of a normal life in a way. But now I get that I said, like, I wonder how it is for people to have a normal life, because yeah, my life is not normal, right? It's every day it's very glamorous, I gotta say.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like I said, as Tiësto, I had so many different lives from the start of my career to now. One of the first shows I did was playing in a bar in Mallorca, for free drinks for me and my friends, and that's how my DJ career started. So it's really crazy, the whole journey.
I know that there have been some DJs who've been But there's so much pressure once they reach the top to stay at the top that it's almost like debilitating. Do you feel that kind of pressure, like now that you've been at the top for so long, to keep your place there?
I think yes and no. Because I love the competing factor of the DJing. Like, we are all friends, but we're also competitors. We all want to score that goal, and we all want to be the best at it. So I'm still very competitive in that way. But I don't have an ego that I love it when other DJs are doing very well. And I don't have that pressure anymore now, because I feel like I've done so much, and I really still I enjoy it more now than when I was younger. Because when you are at the beginning of your career, when you just made it, let's say, for example, John Summit, or even Calvin Harris 10 years ago, I think you feel a lot of pressure, and you are anxious to stay on top of it, and you can hardly enjoy it, because you're more busy with trying to stay there. There's a lot of pressure you feel, but now I think when you get older and you've been there for a while, you can lose that pressure a little bit, because you've seen it and you've done it, but you can, it's a different feeling. You definitely feel a lot of pressure when you just going to the top. I think a lot of those guys feel the pressure still, because it's hard to stay there, and it's it's very competitive, and it's really scary to fall off, I think.
But you felt that way at one point. Or do you remember feeling that way at any point?
Yeah, no, that's the advice I would give my younger self. Like, I was always so nervous of like losing it all, or just like not be relevant anymore as a DJ, and just lose the interest from the crowd. My biggest nightmares I had was when you play a set and half the crowd just walks away. That's the worst feeling you can have as a DJ. So
has that happened?
A long time ago. It used to not happen very often, I gotta say, but I was booked at a hip hop festival. It didn't go very well. I mean, before me was a hip hop act, and the place was packed, and the owner of the place was a big fan of Tiësto, but no one else was. So he was having a good time, but half the crowd left. So, but like I said, the advice I would give to my younger self for that, when you feel that pressure, try not to think about it, and really enjoy what you do, and think about how lucky you are to be there, and enjoy the moment with the crowd, and where you're at in your life, because it goes by so quick, and then you forget to enjoy it, and then you feel always the pressure, and you get a little bit more you can get depressed from it, I think. And when while you are on top of it, you would think like, you got to enjoy it. And I think that's what a lot of DJs forget sometimes, because they always think about the next thing, but live in the moment and enjoy it is very important. And that's what I do now. I feel like now I don't care in that way. I just, people are happy to see me, and I'm happy to see them. It's like we have this amazing interaction. As soon as the people start walking away, then I think it's time for me to hang it up.
Okay. Are you scared of the moment when you're going to have to hang up your hat?
Yes, I'm very scared at the moment, and I try not to think about it, and that's the pressure thing from the past. And when I was 35, I was like, oh, when I'm 40, I'm going to be so old, I won't be DJing anymore. And then I think, oh, when I'm 50, I'm like, crazy old, I'm not going to DJ anymore, and I just keep going, and so far so good. And I try not to think about it. Like, I don't know when I'm going to quit, or if I'm ever going to quit. I might be Mick Jagger and be 80 years old and still DJing. If people still like to see me, then why not? But I have no idea. I don't think about it.
What makes you scared about retiring?
Because I love it so much. I love the DJing so much. I love the music. I love the interaction with the crowd. and talk about DJing and music. It's really my life. I don't know anything else. I've done it since I was 15. So to give that up will be a very tough moment for me, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what do you replace that thrill with that you get every night? I imagine
that's the thing. It's irreplaceable. It's really a very unique feeling to be up there and have the crowd in the palm of your hand and just they go nuts on what you play and you feel it and that energy goes through you and it's really an irreplaceable feeling. Like there's nothing it will be a deep gap when you the good thing for me is that I've done it for so many years that I can give it a place, I think, where I have peace with it if that ever happens. And, I have a beautiful life besides of it now, too. Like I have 2 beautiful children I'm very happy to spend time with. And yeah, I travel still a lot. And I love still making music as well. And so I don't think I'm going to quit anytime soon. So, well, we'll see.
12 years ago, you said you wanted to play every country in the world. Have you done that?
Not yet. It's still a goal. I haven't played every country in the world yet, and some countries is hard to get to.
Sure.
But it's definitely on my bucket list to do that, and hopefully I'll get there one day. It's the world is just in a tough place. So there's a lot of countries you can't even go even if you want to.
Yeah.
Like for example, I have a lot of fans in Iran.
I was literally just thinking maybe that's someplace.
That's definitely I would love to play in Iran. It's I get a lot of messages from people from Iran, and then they love my music there, and I would love to go there and play a show. But I don't think it's very possible right now or in the near future. But that's definitely a country I would really like to go.
I heard you are playing in Lebanon soon.
I was going to. It was already planned, but then the war broke out, so so we had to postpone the show. But I love Lebanon as well. I love playing there. It's a beautiful country and people and also the music. They love the music there. So it used to be one of my favorite places to go to. I think now I just don't think I can. I see some DJs still go, but I just feel like for me that's not the right moment to go. So it's tough.
If you can imagine, you never broke internationally. You just stayed a local DJ. Would you still be doing it now?
Yeah, I guarantee it. I would still be DJing. Yeah, I liked my life a lot as a local DJ, and I'm working in a record store as well. Because for me, it was almost like the same thing. Like I would sell records to other DJs, and they would play them out and come back on Monday and hang out with me in the store and talk about how the weekend was and which record went crazy. I mean, I love talking about records and the music. And sometimes I miss the days that I was working in a record store, because it was a really special time for me. And I had all DJs from all over the world come there sometimes. Even like guys like Jeff Mills, and it came to the record store. So it was pretty impressive to work there, and all the famous Dutch DJs back then used to come to the record store, so I learned a lot from them. So but I would definitely still be a DJ if I can. I probably had another job next to it because as a local DJ there's not much money to be made, so and you still have your monthly cost then, so I would definitely do other jobs. I've never been too lazy to work. And I think what they also say, the famous saying is, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't want to work hard. And I think in the DJ world, it's really a thing that, you can have a lot of talent, but you still have to work really hard as well. And some guys, that's also the advice I can give, that, don't feel too good for anything. If somebody wants you to play here or there, and you don't think, oh, I can't do that, because it's always good to take any opportunity you can get, because you never know where it takes you after.
Well, maybe a record store could be a retirement plan for the future. You come full circle.
It's full circle.
Tiësto record store.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people like to have a bakery, and I would like to, maybe I retire in a record store. The problem is that nowadays everything is digital,
It's
and
true.
records are making a
I
comeback.
bet people would buy a record from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was really a fun place. And I would play the records for the DJs. And then you get like 5 records. That's it. You had 5 of them. And then like you have like 10 DJs in front of you. And then you play the record. And then you have to put your hand up, the guys who want it. Yeah, because you only had 5 and it's 10. So you were like, yeah, me, I want this one. So you play the first minute of the record and then they have to decide really quick. Because if they
Wow.
don't take it, someone else take it. So that was really a fun experience as well. So just to play like that.
Cool. Well, Tiësto, it has been great to speak with you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.